Thank you, who is joining on this live session right now. Yes, I made a promise last week that from today, I will start to go through this document. Now, I don't know if you can see it properly or it is inverted. I really have no idea how to switch my the camera. Yes, but I should be discussing this document today, Guide to Starting a Business in Finland. Yes, so I will discuss section by section. My plan is to read from the beginning to the end of this document, and I promised to read this document with you. Yes, that is the promise which I made, and I'm starting today, and this is going to be every Monday. Of course, I promised from 10 to 12, but I had another meeting, so that's why I was not able to start at 10. Yes, instead, I will start this time, yes, maybe for about 40 minutes to 1 hour. Yeah, it depends on how active you will all be. Yeah, so this is what we're gonna be doing. Yeah, and one thing which I'm experimenting, I've actually tried my level best from the beginning to use the TikTok Live Studio Windows app. Yeah, but it has been giving me a lot of trouble. Yeah, so I've not been able to do as much as I wished I could have done. I think they are still working on this app. Perhaps maybe they have to work even more. Yeah, because I wanted to share some of the documents. So please, you will let me in the comment section if you don't think the things are not going properly. So for example, I will try right away to share the document that I want to discuss with you so that you can be able to see it. Please let me know if you can see the document. Let me know if you can see the document. That is the document that I intend to use in discussing with you. Please let me know if you can see the document, and I will try to scroll up and down. Please let me know if you can see that. Yes, if you can see this document as much as I can see on my end, this should be perfectly well, because this is what I intend to do. I want to discuss this document with you. How can we do business in Finland, at least to start? Please let me know if you can see this document. So this is what we're going to be discussing today. Yes, so I'm really doing my best trying to learn how to use this TikTok Live Studio. I'm doing my best trying to learn this, but it is being very, very much difficult. Yes, I will switch back. Yeah, so initially that is the plan. That is the plan. And before I start, my advice to you is this. I also already made a promise that I will be reading this document from the beginning to the end. And I would say this is like a full course entrepreneurship program. Yeah, I would refer to this like that, because it has almost every information that you need to know as an entrepreneur in Finland. It has every information, and of course the document is, at least I know it is in Finnish and English. I mean, there are translations, so this document is fully in English language. But if you are not very good in English, you speak Finnish, then there is another document that you can get in the Finnish language. You can get it on the website, but you should also be able to get this document from the offices. Yes, I provided the link. I provided the link in my previous video. Please go through my page, and then you should be able to get this. If you get this document, on this back page you will see different names of the offices. These are enterprise agencies that they give free advice to all businesses, including the ones who want to start a business. Yeah, so if you go to this office, you should be able to get this hard copy. When you get this hard copy, I mean, you will get a lot of things that probably you may never hear them from any other place. And and if you remember, Finland, it's operate in very small circles, small bubbles. So if you are not in the right connections, there are some things which you will probably never hear it from anyone else. Yeah, so without wasting so much of your time, I will go ahead and just try to go through what I have already read. So I've already read this document at least for the first few sections. So we will go together to cover until this section where they have discussed a little bit about entrepreneurship. What do you need in order to be a successful entrepreneur in Finland? They have given really useful tips, which is what I'm about to discuss them with you. Yes, so, but from today, here's my advice. After I finish today's session, I will tell you what I'm going to be covering on the next session on Monday next week. In that way, then you should be able to go through the same section that I will be discussing on next Monday. In that way, we can all be on the same page. And I believe if we are on the same page, then you can easily get the right questions to ask me. Yes, so that one thing you should know. But also, you should be informed that I'm not a professional businessman. I'm actually a beginner myself. But I have so much passion in business. I never had any passion in business. I used to, want to become a scientist or engineer. Actually, my studies, my bachelor degrees, I took in engineering, electronics and telecommunication, and I did master's degree in photonics or light, we could say optics. Yeah, so it's like I'm a scientist. Yeah, but I had to come to terms with myself that I have more passion in business. I've never done any business studies, BA, business administration or finance management or something like that. I've never done any of those studies in my school time. Yeah, but since I had so much passion, I used to read any book that comes on my way. I would read. So now I'm able even to understand most of the financial statements, the fundamentals in business administration and financial management. Yes, I know most of those stuff out of my passion. Yeah, so in the same manner, I'm going through this not as an expert in business, but somebody who has a lot of passion in business. Yeah. So let's go together. I will be just summarizing to you what I've learned and discuss on this document. Also, what you should expect to know. This is the document that we will be covering together. Guide to starting a business in Finland. I know most of you have no clue what are the things you need to take into account when you want to start a business in Finland. Okay, I don't know if this really works. I get some message that this is not working properly. I think I will figure out later after I've finished this session. Yes, I think I'll figure out later. Okay, so first of all, they start with giving you an advice. I will not read this document. I will just go ahead and read the very, very few things that they have emphasized. First of all, you should know that this Suomen Yrityskeskus is a joint organization of business service providers and local and enterprise agency centers that are operating here in Finland. The main purpose of this, guys, is to advise you as an entrepreneur here in Finland, and you don't have to pay any fee. You don't pay any fee to get advice. So you go there, you become advised. They will tell you the things you're supposed to do. Yeah, but the things that you have to understand is that they expect you to do all the work related to your business. Yes, if they support you, it doesn't mean they give you money. So you don't get any money. You don't get any loans from this office. You don't get anybody to help you prepare your business plan or to prepare you anything else. You have to prepare mentally to do these things yourself. So it's like you only get some sort of a guide from these guys. Yeah, they only give you a guide. You tell them about your idea. They try to challenge you and advise you. Maybe you should, your idea should be this way. They will ask you about a business plan if you already have your business plan. If you don't have any, then they will challenge you to get a business plan. They will not prepare a business plan for you. Yes, but these are the experts that will ask you questions about the things that really count when it comes to starting a business in Finland. Yeah, so they will ask you about a business plan. They will ask you about customers. Do you already have a customers? How are you going to get customers? So you have these questions. If you have the right mindset, and you really take these questions into consideration, then these questions should help you to establish your business plan. And when you have your business plan ready, it will be easier for you to apply for grants or funds or some loans from some bank. So that's the mantic about this guy. So we have about 40, whoops, apologies. We have about 40 different advisors. Again, they are all listed here, and these are in different cities with different names, but they all operate under the same principle, I would say. Starting a business in Finland 2025 has to be the worst decision one can make. 247 winning, I would beg to disagree with you. I think starting a business in 2025 could be one of the best thing you can ever do. Yes, and I can explain just a little bit. This year here in Finland has taught me two things. Number one, it's even riskier not to start a business. Why it's even riskier? You have seen how much control you don't have if you are only employed person. Have you seen how many people have lost jobs during this time? A lot of people have lost job from January this year. Some were working in offices that you would not expect anybody to terminate the employment, but a lot of people have lost their jobs in nursing, in even in the municipal offices. A lot of people actually, I don't know, did they lose their jobs? Some of the people, their contract had ended. Some of the people, I don't know, the contract was terminated. So starting a business gives you all the power, the control on your own hands. At least you become the one to determine your future, your destination. So it's one of the best decisions that you can ever make to start a business here in 2025. Yeah, I hope if you have any additional questions, please add. Okay, so that was just a preliminary discussion about these guys. Let's go to the next session. Actually, not section. This is, I was just summarizing what was written here. Yes, you should just know that first of all, they say setting up a business in Finland is relatively very easy. As you can see, it is indeed true. It is very easy to start a business in Finland. And actually, there's nothing really to show you here. I've already summarized. On this, the page, welcome to setting up your business in Finland. What can I also discuss about this page? Yeah, in this page, they have discussed these two main things. They say the main goal of enterprise agency is to promote the creation of sustainable companies in Finland and help its customers to establish companies that are as profitable as possible. We help the new entrepreneurs assess their business ideas from several perspectives to test its profitability. Yeah, so I'm reading here just a small section here. The other important place that you should know is here on the service, below here on the service, that our service is personal, confidential, and free of charge. Aspiring entrepreneurs can benefit greatly from the enterprise agency advice, but they also have to do the work. They have to do the work hard themselves. So if you are being advised, it doesn't mean that they do work for you. You have to be the one doing all the hard work on your own. Yeah, that is one thing that you really have to understand. You have to understand well ahead of time that they will not be doing the work for you. So it doesn't make it easier in that sense. Yes, but all you need to know is that at least you have someone to talk to. You know, the most challenging thing in Finland is that and I experienced it on my own, because when I came to Finland 9 years ago, I was really passionate to start a business. Yes, but the problem is that I never had anyone to walk me through, you know, to tell me that, okay, if you want to start a business in Finland, you should go to this office, talk to these people, you need these documents. I never had anybody of that sort. because I didn't know if these guys exist. It is very hard to start a business if you don't have anybody to orient you. You know, this is, for me, this was a new place. Actually, it is even harder for somebody who is local here, because even if you are local here, maybe you have been born in Kuopio, but you want to start a business in Kuopio, or you're in Seoul, still you need to know some stuff. You need somebody to orient you around. Yeah, so this is where these people, they come into place. So it's a very fantastic document. I can show you some of their achievements before we start to go through the documents. You can see right here that they have been operating for about 35 years, and the customer satisfaction is 4.6 out of 5. According to their reports, they say most of the businesses that go through their office, they end up surviving at least for 5 years. But also, there are, up to the moment, there are about 200,000 businesses established already in Finland. And they have created also, through their businesses, they have created about 500,000 jobs. But also 28,000 new businesses are created in Finland every year, of which 8,000 of those get the help from the enterprise agency network, and 80% of businesses advised are still in business after 5 years. In average, for all businesses, it's only about 50%. Over 50% of businesses that get advice from these guys, it end up surviving. So this is fantastic news. Yes, on this page, from page 4, you only get the table of content of what is being listed here. Okay, I will go through the comments a little bit. NM says, I didn't mean to be rude. I wanted to ask why you think it's bad to start a business in Finland. Yes, that's fantastic question. I think it's a great question. Yeah, though for me, I already explained that this year could be one of the best best time to start a business. And I can also add one more point. Most of the services provided by the government, they are being cut down. But remember, the people still need the services and products that they used to be provided. And if the government do not do that anymore, that means this is an opportunity for businesses to take over. This is how I see it from my perspective. Yeah, so still, it depends on how you're taking it. Okay, 247 Winnie says, in Finland, there are crazy taxing for the new entrepreneurs. Okay, I will also give you a tip, which is also discussed in this document. We will see it on the later pages, very later. Yes, you have to understand this thing about taxing, winning, is that Finland is taxing people based on the income. And here I'm talking about the people. Either you are just an employee or you are a sole or light entrepreneur. You are being taxed on the income. They don't take into consideration, the expenses that are related, in your consumption, everyday consumption. Yes, but if you operate as a business, either as a private trader or as a limited liability company, Finland will tax only the profit, not the expenses. All you have to do is to get your accountant, register your income versus your expenses. So all they will do, they will take the income minus the expenses, and the remaining amount is the one which is being taxed. So if you earn 10,000 euros as an employee or as a light entrepreneur, you're gonna be taxed 10,000 euros. Of course, this is a general statement. There are always some deductions. If you want, of course, you can always go to the tax website and try to indicate some deductions, for example, kilometers, some expenses to work or something like that. So they may deduct some of the expenses, but generally you are being taxed the whole amount of income that you get. But if you do it as a business, a private trader, or as a limited liability company, you earn 10,000 euros. And then you indicate that 9,000 euros was being used, as a cost, maybe to pay for some rent or purchase a vehicle or purchase some equipment. Then you will only be taxed the 1,000 euros that is remaining. So you have to understand that. If you really get this concept, then you will definitely know how to, morally evade this taxing that most people complain against. Yes, I hope you understand. I hope winning 247 winning, you have got the concept that I've explained. So about taxing system, it's all about your awareness. How would you evade this morally? Then you can make it. Most of the people who are really clever, they do their best into taking this into consideration, doing the proper accounting, reporting all the incomes and expenses using proper accounting companies, or using the proper accounting methods. If you do this properly and you are doing it through private trader or as a limited liability company, taxing will not be a problem for you. Yeah, especially if you're a startup, because if you're a startup, most of the income you get should go back to the business as expenses, because you need to expand. Yeah, maybe the only companies which will get big tax cuts are the ones that they have already expanded a lot. They don't want to expand any longer, and all the income they get only comes and stays in as the profit. Then they will get a big tax cut. But if most of your income goes back to the company as an expense, maybe you might not have any taxes to pay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll try to. Okay, so let me proceed. So I was showing you the content. I will come back to the comments a little bit later. So on the very first section, there is some sort of a story about an entrepreneur who is in Vasa. This is an entrepreneur who is in Vasa. She's operating a bakery in Vasa, and she started this business during the corona pandemic. Let me try to share this page if I can. Yes, so now they are talking about this wonderful lady. She's operating a business in Vasa, and her business is called Myoli Bakery, something like that. Myoli Bakery. Yes, Myoli Bakery. Yes, and well, the only thing which I think is useful in this story, actually the story is bright. She's telling you how she started and what she went through, how she got the stuff. So on the next page, she has explained a little bit on how, or what are the steps you should follow in order to benefit. Yes, I would say the most place you can get an advice is here in the middle. I think you can see that the best thing about entrepreneurship is being able to try out different ideas. This is one of the very fantastic advice you can get from any person. Yes, if you get this copy, be sure to go through this story. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's still very, very much good if you can get to know it. 247 Winnie, that is true. You can call it tax evasion, but this is how all successful people have been doing. Yes, I've done a lot of study to to most of the businesses which are successful. They have been doing this because this is how and actually it's very legal and very moral. And this was a benefit that was given to businesses. I actually listened to one of the documentaries which was discussing about the depression. Was it depression? No, it's not about depression in US, but the beginning of businesses in US. In the very beginning, I believe there used to be a very hard financial time in the US, and I think it was a depression time, maybe around 19s, 20s, something like that. Yes. So because of the very hardship in finances, the governments had to come up with a way of encouraging people to start businesses. And in order to encourage them properly, they had to eliminate some of the taxes to the business in order to encourage people to start a business. And so some of these taxes remained to the end users of the products. And one of the benefits was this, to eliminate the taxes on the overall revenue. So they will say, okay, if you start a business, we will not tax you everything that you earn, but instead we will tax you only on the benefit, so that at least if you don't get any profit, then you don't have to, feel the pain of the taxes. This was something which was created to favor the businesses, and it's the system which is ongoing, and all of the businesses, they are using this advantage. Yes, so all they do is to make sure that they report the expenses, because whether you pay taxes or not, if you want your business to grow, you will have to incur some expenses to your business. Yes, but the system allows you not to pay taxes for that euro that you spend on your business. The system allows you, as long as you operate as a private trader or a limited liability company, and this is legal and acceptable and moral. Yeah, but it's up to you to choose whether to use it or not. Yeah, so that is not tax like immoral tax evasion, but it's like a strategical. It's a strategical way to make sure that you minimize the tax expenses, and it's acceptable. It's acceptable by all governments in the world. Good morning, Tituan. Okay, AM says, bros, it's Monday morning in Finland. If you are not working, your business probably is not making anything. Well, it depends. It depends. Not everyone is working on Monday morning. The very successful people, they are still sleeping on Monday morning, Mr. AM. They say if you want to be successful, make sure you put something which will continue to work for you even when you are sleeping, even when you are on holiday. So check your facts again. If your work needs you to be there for it to produce some fruits for you, bro, then you still have a long time or you still have a long trip to go through. That is very true. Yeah, so work on, do something that even when you're sleeping, it will still go on, and you won't have to worry anymore whether it's Monday morning or Sunday evening. You just keep on doing what you're doing. Bro, he never mentioned his stats. I don't know, what do you mean? AM says, if he knows about business so much, why is he at home on Monday morning? Okay, I just explained. And actually, I'm at work now, so this is why I'm doing this streaming. I'm a content creator. Yeah, so maybe you see me, I'm doing at home. Probably your mind setting is telling you I should be in a corporate building somewhere. You can do work anywhere if your mindset is not limited. You can work from any place. I'm at work now. I'm a content creator, and this is one of my things that I'm doing. And also, I'm not an expert yet. I explained this in the beginning. I'm not an expert in business yet. I am an engineer. I graduated in engineering school, and I'm also a scientist. I did a master's degree in science. Yes, but I have so much passion in business, and I wish to become one of the great business people. Now I'm just a beginner. So if you think that you can't listen to me now because you don't think I'm that good yet, please, you can go and do some other activities. Yeah, but I committed to share, to learn these things with you. I believe I know a great deal up to this moment. Yeah. So if you want to learn some new insights, you may stick around. Yeah. Okay, I will keep on. So I will come back to the comments so that I can be able to go. So I will share some other tips as well, which were shared by this lady. I will share some other tips which are being shared by this lady here. It's here. I believe you can see it. It says, me as an entrepreneur. So this is what she did, and this is what she is advising you to do. Number one, make an appointment with a business advisor. Number two, make an initial business plan and test your idea. Number three, choose a company name and suitable form of enterprise. Number four, arrange your funding. Look into the best deals from banks and insurance companies. Number five, draw up the documents of incorporation. Yes, that is it. Okay, I need to turn on my camera here. Can I do that? Yes, I just need to turn on my camera, but now I don't want to ruin everything. Yeah, so those were just the tips that were being shared by here. If you're just new in Finland and you want to get that general idea, make an appointment to visit business advisor from the offices that I just mentioned. You have to make an initial business plan, and this is the very hard part in creating a business. And actually, one of my future plans is to help you. If you're interested into establishing a business in Finland, I want to help you establish a business plan. I've already started into establishing the business plan template that is reflecting the information that is being shared in this document. And when I'm done, creating this business plan template, I will let you know, so that you can just have this template with relevant information, go through it, answer the questions to make a business plan easily. Yeah, most of the people, this is where they stop. When they go to the office, to the advisors, and then they're being asked, please make a business plan and come back again. They never go back again. So, but I'm determined to help you on that area as well. After that, you will need to know what type of a company you want to establish. Do you want to establish, or do you want to do a business as a light entrepreneur? Do you want to do business as a private trader? Do you want to do business as a limited liability company? How do you know which one is profitable for you? We're going to go through that, but also arrange your funding. What are the funding options that you need to know? Maybe do you want to fund it from your family or yourself? Do you want to fund it by asking from other grant donors or from loan? Or what are the ways, different options that you can use to secure funding for your startup? We're going to be discussing that, is also listed in this document, but also draw up of documents of incorporation. For example, if you want to establish a limited liability company, you're going to need to put together some documents. We're going to go through that together as well. DJ, I'm doing well. Thank you, bro, for asking. Thank you so much for asking. Now, before I jump into a very, very serious section, I had time to go through this document. You can see I had written a lot of summary. Yes, I'm gonna go through that, especially the areas that I emphasized. Yes, but let me go through the comment section just a little bit. Okay, where should I start? Okay, 247 winning said, I have 2 registered companies in Estonia. I'm from Helsinki. Please don't make a mistake opening a business in Finland. Okay, it looks like you have had some bad experiences. 247 winning. Please share more. Why do you think somebody should not open up a business in Finland? Please tell us more. But I have a feeling that you have a limited mindset. Yes, you have a mindset which is very much fixed and it's not flexible. And I'm willing to engage in a conversation with you. Please stick around. Stick around. Or if you are available, we might have an interview one-to-one with you. So you can text me, direct message after this session, and we can have one-to-one discussion on YouTube, or even here if you have enough followers. But if you don't have enough followers, we can have this interview via YouTube, and then we can share the video to other people so that they can get to hear your insights even more. I'm ready for that. 247 says in Estonia you don't pay 30% yield tax. Now you have to understand. Now I don't know if you really understand about business. 247 winning. Tax and yield, they are 2 different things. You have to understand. Corporate tax is a tax which you pay on your income or profit as a business. Yield is an insurance for it's like a pension insurance. Yeah, so these are 2 different things. Don't mix them together. Yeah, because based on your comment, you seem to combine everything together. 30% yield tax. There's no such thing as yield tax. There is YEL and there is tax. These are 2 different things. Okay, 247 winning says, what in Estonia you don't have to pay as much taxes in Finland. That is true. Yes, according to what I hear, in Estonia, you don't have to pay. I think you pay, I don't know, about 3% or something like that. But that is a strategy in Estonia that is being used to attract business operators to Estonia. Yes, that is a strategy used by Estonia to make sure that they help the place to develop. You know, it's businesses which can create revolution in any city. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that taxes have to be paid as much as they are being paid in Estonia. No, that is a strategy used by Estonia. But most of the other place, yes, the tax that you just mentioned is the normal amount. Or do you mean why not start a business in Finland? Okay, another comment. Okay, 247 winning says in Finland there are crazy taxing for new entrepreneurs. Okay, I already explained that. AM says he's lying to you, Perkele. Now I don't know who is lying. Am I lying or this is crazy? This is crazy. Okay. NM says yeah, that's facts. Now I don't know. I missed this conversation. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, 247 comes again and says, Mr. Entrepreneurs, tell me your business, please. I'm sorry, 247 Winnie, I cannot tell you my business. These are my personal stuff. Yes, but all you need to know is that one of those things that I'm doing, I'm a content creator. Right now, I am generating content for you, and I'm being paid for this. Okay, if he knows about business so much, why is he at home on Monday morning? I already explained this. I'm at work now. So if you are the one who is watching this right now and you don't have anything to do, then you are the one who is losing. Yes, but if you're watching this session for the sake of getting the insights, for the sake of getting new knowledge on how you can suit yourself in Finland as a business owner, then this could be one of the beneficial places where you can get some new information. Yeah, I've seen some other people spending 2 hours, 4 hours watching the TikTok lives. Somebody's just sitting, they talk different stuff, crazy stuff. That could be a waste. Yeah, but if you use this time to discuss some useful stuff such as this, I believe it can be so much beneficial. Okay. Okay, and then now I don't know. Okay, I will skip some of the questions which I think they don't concern me. Okay, AM says, remember, tax evasion is always a crime, a hard crime. Again, I have to explain this, that this is not, the tax evasion is somebody who is required to pay taxes and does not pay tax. That is the one who is evading the taxes. For example, you're getting some income. Let's say you are Walt driver. You derive your, you deliver your food, and then you don't declare your income to the tax office. That is evading taxes. But what I had just explained is that if you operate as a business, and in your business you operate as a private trader or a limited liability company, and you report all the income and expenses, the system itself will allow you to deduct all the expenses you had incurred in your business. And the system itself will then tax the only amount remaining after your taxes have been deducted. So for example, if you decided to open up a restaurant today, and in opening that restaurant, you decided to buy a car using a business name. You decide to pay a rent using a business name. You decided to buy the equipment using the business name. So if you had, earned, let's say 100,000 euros, and you end up using, let's say 800 euros, you will only be taxed for the 20,000 euros that is remaining after deducting all the expenses. This is the acceptable practice by law and by the system. So it's not a tax evasion that many people would think. Yeah, so it's really acceptable, and it's all over the world. And this is how rich people get richer, according to many of the books that I've read. I'm not rich yet. But this is, at least now I understand that this is how things go, and this is how I have started to do. So I have registered my business. I am reporting all my income and all my expenses. All my expenses are being deducted, and only the income is being taxed, and I end up paying taxes, which is very, very minimum. Yes, but if you operate as a light entrepreneur or as an employee, you are being taxed for every euro that you earn. You are being taxed for it. Of course, you have a benefit. The tax office allows you to report some of the expenses, maybe traveling expenses. If you are using a car, then you can report the kilometers in the tax website, but also you can report any expenses. If you, for example, you go through a long trip to work, you can also report this, but they will not allow you to deduct the car expense. But if you do it as a business, even the money that you use to buy the car is going to be deducted from the income, and you will pay tax for the remaining amount. So this is not like a criminal tax evasion. It's something which is acceptable by practice. If you could have been an entrepreneur, you could have understood what I am explaining. Okay, DJ, I'm doing great. Titi says I need help with business plan. Yes, this is my plan, and actually I've already started to experiment with some of my clients here in Kuopio. Yes, but it's something which I'm building a template from Word. Yeah, now it's somehow complicated, and it takes a lot of time, and with many other activities that I'm doing, so it's a slow process. But I will eventually reach to a point where I will let you all know that if you want to establish a business plan, then I will provide you with a business plan template. I'm working on that, so please keep on following the content on my page, and one day you will get the information. Yeah, Titi says yes, I'm stuck too. That is true. Many people are stuck. Many people are stuck when it comes to making a business plan. It's a very, very hard part, and I would say that's one of the hardest parts when you are doing a business. Of course, the other hard parts will follow later after you have started launching a business, but making a business plan is something else. Dame M says, can I have your contact? Dame, you can text me in the direct message and we can continue our discussion there. Yes, I will not share my number here because even up to this moment, a lot of people are texting me. Some of them, I gave them my number, and now I'm being forced to spend a lot of time chatting with people. Yeah, which I don't manage some of the time. When I get some time, especially during the night, I respond to most of the people. Yeah, but so I said to myself, I will not share again my personal number to most of the people, yeah, because of too much traffic. Yeah, but you can send me a text when I have a time. I will respond back. Emma says maybe Vero. Okay, now I don't know. Diana Wanga Emmanuel, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Diana. We just need BBC. I don't know what is that. So why would anyone start a company in Finland if they have to keep the money in the company? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. And the truth is, no one keeps the money actually willingly. There are some people who keeps the money, yeah, because the big amount of cash you can have in the company gives you the power. The company with the accountant or financial people, they would say liquidity. The company or the business with the highest form of liquidity has the most power or the most advantage, because with high liquidity, you stand a better chance to act immediately on any opportunity that comes around. Yeah, so some of the business, they may want to keep the cash, intentionally, because they want to be advantageous. You can even win any competition. You can even sell at a very, very, good discount if you are competing with other people, as long as you have the good amount of cash in your company. Yeah, so having a big amount of money in the company keeps you in the very advantageous position. So that's why some of the people would do that. But most of the people who are starting a business, they always spend money on the business. Yeah, but the difference is, if you spend money on the business as a light entrepreneur or as an employee who is not registered, you have not registered yourself as a private trader or limited liability company, these expenses will be taxed by the tax office. But if you spend money on your business and you are being registered as a private trader or limited liability company, uh, uh, if you report these things properly in the tax office, the tax office will deduct all these expenses and tax only on the profit that was made by your company. So that's the biggest difference. And you can't even pay a salary to yourself. Okay, 247 says you will just be stuck in your company. Man, that's about business. That's about business. 247 says, yeah, personal stuff. That's why you don't tell us your business. That is very true. Thanks for the information for the blessed one. Thank you so much for your appreciation. Okay, sweetest girl, he's trying to help some of us, please. Thank you, sweetest girls. Always you'll get some people who try to to go through this. So for me, this is nothing big. Yeah, so I'm trying to respond to them, to some of the people who criticize me, not because I care for those negative comments so much, but because I care for other people who are listening. Yeah, every answer can give some highlight or some insight to someone else who is listening. That's why I'm responding very positively to every questions, no matter how the context of the questions, or no matter how the angle would be. Yeah, because I know someone else, there could be someone listening to this right now and he's really, or she is really in need of this information. That one I clearly understand. Okay. 247 says he's setting you all for failure, but you can do as you please. Okay, this is impressive. This is impressive. You hope everyone has a successful business. Yeah, that's a good prayer, bro. I know it's a bro or something like that. Yes. Yes, put that car is tied to your company. It's never yours. If your company is yours, bro, everything which is owned by the company then is owned by you. Yeah, so this is still advantageous to you. Then please keep that car to yourself and then pay taxes for every euro that you earn. Yes, but if you're wise enough, you're gonna know. Open up your business, register as a private trader, register. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get something to drink. I'm coming back shortly. Yeah, I can feel my throat is being okay. Great, you're explaining how to be stuck in your own company and will never get out. Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. That's a good mentality, bro. Keep on that mentality. I just pray that you don't contaminate others with your sick mindset. But I would say that's a sick mindset, yeah. And it will never work for you. Oxygen says you're a good businessman. Indirectly, you are doing a business right now. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but different people have different eyes. So some of the people, they will say there is a man just sitting behind the camera and he's talking. Yeah, but yeah. So I've gone through most of the comments. So now I will go on to explain the other section, which discusses what is entrepreneurial work. In this section, the office has discussed generally on the on the concept of what is an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? And they have given several tips which could be very much useful for you. Yes, could be very much useful for you. I will try to go roughly through these sections, and then this will be it. Yeah, so this will be the last page. I mean, the last section that we can go through. So again, I read this, marked all the important things that I wanted to share with you, and we will discuss until this page over here. Yeah, so what do you need to know? Yeah. Okay. Number one, stop for a moment to consider whether you have an entrepreneurial mindset and qualities that will help you succeed as an entrepreneur. So again, as we were discussing, even this enterprise agents, also understands that for you to be an entrepreneur, you need two things. Number one, you need the right mentality or the mindset. Not everyone has the mentality of an entrepreneur. Not everyone. In fact, very few people have this mindset. But number two, you need to have the qualities of an entrepreneur to be able to do entrepreneurship successfully. Yeah, so for example, the conversation that you see on the comment section over there is one example. You can see an example of how people have different mindsets and mentalities around entrepreneurship. And that can tell that someone with this mindset, if he gets into the business, he is very likely to fail. And someone with this mindset, if he gets into business, he has a better chance of succeeding. I'm not saying someone has guaranteed chance of succeeding. No one has that. Entrepreneurship is a risky business, which means you might fail. But some people stand better chance because they have the right mindset. Yes, you should also consider your life situation, as you should be able to focus on your business and perhaps be able to wait while before your business starts making money. This is another advice you get from these guys, that if you have the right mindset, you have the right qualities, another thing you should take into account is your life situation. For example, are you making any other income at the moment? If you don't have any other income at the moment, then perhaps you're going to have to think twice before starting a business, because, apologies, yeah, because in the beginning of times, or in the beginning of your business, most of the time, you will go through long periods of no income at all. This doesn't choose whether you are in Finland, whether you are in Nigeria, whether you are in France or US. Always at the beginning of the business, for most of the people, you will have a long time of operation without any income. Yeah, so you need to assess your life as well, whether you want to go into business full-time or part-time. Yes. And this book also says, most risks, entrepreneurship is always a risky business. Most risks are manageable if you identify them in advance and know how to prepare for them. And I think this is all about a business plan. That's why if you go to these guys, the advisors, they will ask you first for a business plan. Why do you need a business plan? Because the main reason you need a business plan is because you need to understand about the risks, the potential risks that can face your business, and prepare for them in advance. I would say that's the main reason for having a business plan. Yes, enterprise agents, business advisors will help you to test and plan your business idea free of charge, so that you can start your business on a solid foundation. That's another thing that you need to know. Yes, so if you are just joining me now, this is the document I'm reading, and this is the page that I'm going through right now. Yeah, so I already read this document and I summarized on my copy here, and this is what I'm reading for you. This is what I'm reading. Actually, I'm not reading. I'm just discussing because I already read it. Yes, and summarized it on my hard copy. Yes. So another thing that you will get from this document, they have tried to define who is an entrepreneur. And here's the definition of an entrepreneur. So if you have never attended any entrepreneurship course, then this is a chance for you to understand what is entrepreneurship. The definition of an entrepreneur varies depending on the context. For example, Statistics Finland defines an entrepreneur as a person who engages in the economic activity on their own account and at their own risk. So you engage in the economic activity of any sort on your own account or your own responsibility and at your own risk, that if it fails, then you are responsible for that. And then it says an entrepreneur can be an employer or self-employed person. A person working in a limited company who alone or together with the family owns at least half of the company may also be considered as an entrepreneur. So you may be working in a company, and in that company you own the shares more than half or more, then you could also be considered as an entrepreneur. You know, some of the companies, they give the employees a chance to own also the companies. There are some companies which do that. So you work, and then you maybe instead of getting all the salary, then part of your salary is being used to purchase the shares from that company. Then you become one of the owners of the company. So if it happens you own more than half of the company, then you could be identified as one of the entrepreneurs. Okay, in case of unemployment insurance, an entrepreneur is a person who works in a company of which they or their family own a specific share determined by law. Furthermore, a person who works but is not employed, is not in an employment relationship with the company, is considered an entrepreneur, such as self-employed person or a person who works through an invoice servicing company. So maybe I can just explain it like this. Like if you're not an employee and you want to start a business, and in that new business you are the only one who does everything, then you are simply a self-employed person. You are being a self-employed person. So that's one example. But also being a self-employed person, you can also they say you can be a light entrepreneur. Light entrepreneur, that means you may deliver services to other people, but you're gonna have to use an invoicing company. That means you are not the one who is being paid for that work directly. You ask the other company to create an invoice and give it to the one you're providing service, and that company which receives the service will pay that money to an invoicing company, and the invoicing company will help you to remove all the taxes that they are supposed to take away, the withholding tax, remove the pension and something like that, and they pay you the amount that you are supposed to get. So it's like an employee. It's like they become your employer, but not through the employment relationship. Okay, Dame M, you are asking how can you get the document. Okay, this document is available through if you want to get the hard copy, you should visit these enterprise agencies. They should be almost in every city in Finland, I'm assuming. I'm not really sure. Yes, but I think I will share again. Oh, I will try to comment here just below your comment. Below the HOG, I will comment here the page that you can browse. Us Ritus Keskus. So just search for that word in any browser, and you should get a site. Choose the English version if you're using English language, and then you will see the document. Over there is a soft copy. When you get the soft copy, in the last page, you should see something like this. These are the different names on different cities, but it's almost like the same office, because all of the offices, they operate using the same man, I would say. And you can go and get your hard copy if you want the hard copy. Yes, so that was it. Another thing they have discussed, actually most of the information that is discussed here has been discussed very briefly. In the later topics, they have discussed in detail. So later on we will discuss into detail about forms of this entrepreneurship. When they say invoicing or light entrepreneurship, what does it mean? We're gonna go into detail in the later chapters, but also when we say limited liability companies, we're gonna go into detail later as well. But now, very briefly, they have also discussed about different forms of entrepreneurship. I can also show you on this document. You can see here in the middle. Yeah, so this is the place. I already read this document. That's why I don't want to take a lot of time, reading it here again. So I only go through the places that I already highlighted. Yes, full-time, okay, so there are different types or forms of entrepreneurship. Number one that they have discussed here is a full-time entrepreneurship. And they say, as the name implies, it is the entrepreneur's main job and main source of income. So you may decide to make entrepreneurship your everything. That means you get in full-time. The only, now should I say this disadvantage, anyway, it can be disadvantage or advantage depending on your position, is that it imposes the strict profitability requirement. If you want to go into entrepreneurship full time, that means you have to get your income from the business, and that means you have to generate the profit. You have to generate the profit. Yes, because if you don't generate the profit, you still take some income from the business, of course it's gonna die out at some point. It's gonna die. Yeah, so that is one of the very strict things if you want to go full time in the entrepreneurship. And as they suggested in the beginning, you're gonna have to assess your life. If you have other sources of income which does not take your time, but they can fund your business so that you can invest yourself fully into business, then that would be great. But otherwise, maybe this is not a very good option for you if you are a startup. They say it imposes strict profitability requirement on the operation, as you have to make a living from the business. On the other hand, full-time entrepreneurship allows you to be fully invested into the operations of your company. However, they emphasize that the law does not distinguish between full-time and part-time business. So this is only about your own convenience. Who is calling me now? Sorry, can I receive this call? Moi olen Ezekiel. Joo. Okei, anteeksi, voisitko soittaa minulle myöhemmin? Kuusi, 15? Joo, 15 on. Joo. Hei, moikka. Okay, that was somehow an important call. Yes, so I was discussing about the full-time entrepreneurship, and I already said that the law does not distinguish between full-time and part-time businesses. That means this is only depending on your convenience. But now, as a part-time entrepreneur, the financial risks are always lower. But even though you have to ensure that you have enough time to cover the expenses. Now, the part-time is always convenient for you who is having another job. The good thing is that the other job gives you finances to fund your business. But the disadvantage here may be the time conflict. Maybe your other job demands a lot of your time, and the little time you have for your business, you are always tired, something like that. So you're going to have to know how to maneuver these two things to put them together. They say part-time entrepreneurship may be just a hobby, a way to earn a little extra money, or an opportunity to try out a different business idea. And actually, this is how many people are doing at the moment. Starting a business as a part-time activity alongside a paid work or study is recommended. So they recommend starting a business as a part-time. Don't start as a full-time. Get something else to do. If you are just starting, and you are just starting, you don't have a full idea where to get your customers, how you will deliver your products. So make sure that you have something else going on. At least this should give you stability to work on your business. So they recommend doing the part-time activity alongside either studies or other job, especially if you're unsure about the profitability. Yes, part-time entrepreneurship is a good way to test whether you will have enough customers. And actually, this is the very difficult part. Almost to every entrepreneur who is starting a business, the most difficult part is getting someone who is willing to pay for your service. Yes, I have been through that in a very long time. I'm a businessman actually myself, a startup actually, not an expert yet, as a startup. Yes, and I have experienced a long period of time where I approached a lot of people, and they appreciate my services, but they are not yet willing to pay for it. And this is the moment which I think it goes the same to many other entrepreneurs. It's the very hard moment, yeah. But thank God now I'm starting to get very few customers who are willing to pay for the service, and I'm really appreciating, yeah. Okay, so that was it, and now we go to see things to consider in part-time entrepreneurship. Yes, I think I can share the page. Yes, so you can see here on the what is this? Yes, you can see here on the left side things to consider in part-time entrepreneurship. Number one, they say if you're employed, discuss plans for becoming an entrepreneur with your employer. You must tell your employer, because sometimes you might find yourself competing with your employer, and this always does not give a good picture, especially if your employer finds out. You may be in some kind of tension with your employer. So make sure you always consult with your employer and tell them that you want to do business in a particular area, even if you don't see any close relationship. Always make sure that you inform your employer about your business. And number two thing, they say find out how part-time entrepreneurship will affect your employment security. Even if you are still employed, you have to know in advance that if it happens you lose your job, how will this part-time entrepreneurship affect your unemployment security? How will it affect? Yeah, it affects. It affects. But number three, price wisely. Yes, one of the things that these guys, they have emphasized is that please do not start your business with low prices. I started doing that, yeah, because, considering myself like in a very disadvantaged position, I said, best way to enter into the market is use the low prices as possible, which of course works most of the time. Yeah, people can come and pay very small prices, but the thing is, then they get the wrong impression about your business. Like, okay, this is how much it's worth, and this is how much they will be willing to pay, because that's what you asked for them. So it becomes hard later when you want to increase the prices. But not only that, it even gives you the wrong impression, because some people will be coming to you only because of that small price. When you have started operating a business later and you want now to move from the loss to the profits, and you increase the prices, then you end up losing all the customers. So it gives you the customers which don't belong to you. And as a business, like I said in the beginning, the key point is knowing the people who are ready and willing to pay for your service. Now, if you use the wrong price, I mean the very, very little price, you will get customers who do not belong to you. When you increase the price, they will just go to other places where they say, it's not worth it. We better pay for another price from another shop or from another service provider. Yeah, so they've really emphasized, and I'm going to read this for you. And let me just put also this page so that you can see by yourself. So I'm reading this bottom left section, price wisely. It says, if you intend to expand your business into a full-time occupation, think carefully about the right price for your products or services. The price must be high enough for you to make a profit, even if you expand your business into full-time occupation, because a steep price increase may be impossible to implement later on. An excessively low price level can give false impression on the market demand if your large customer base is the result of low prices. So that's one of the things you need to understand. Yeah, I really have no idea how I can stop this blackout. Yes, because I'm switching between two different scenes, and I'm learning now how to maneuver this. Even today, I can share my screen. It's a progress for me. Yeah, but I'm still learning how to use this Windows app Studio TikTok Live. Yes, and apart from that, the coming page, they have given the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. I will also share the screen so that you can be able to see what are the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. So here, I'm just going to read you as it has been written, that there are as many different ways to become an entrepreneur as there are people in the world. However, your personality is the most important factor. So it all starts with your personality. What is your personality? And they say you need certain qualities and skills to make your work productive and meaningful. You need, so we have those three. Actually, now we have four things. If you remember when we began reading this, they mentioned personality. They mentioned the skills. What was it again? The mindset and the qualities. So you need the right mindset, you need the right qualities, and then they said you need to assess your situation, your life situation. How is it? Do you have any other job? Do you have another source of income? But also number 4 factor is your personality. And these are all different things. Your mindset is not your personality. Your qualities are like, how much do you understand about entrepreneurship? Those are the qualities. Or not only how much do you understand, but how are you able to engage with other people in marketing. So for example, actually, let me just keep on reading for you. So as an entrepreneur, you must have the following. Let me switch back to the presentation so you can also read with me. You must have the following. Number 1, you need to have a good business idea. But number 2, you need to have confidence in your own business idea. This one is so much important because most of the business ideas are not as obvious to everyone else. So our expectation is that, if I go to even if when you go to these offices, sometimes the advisor could tell you that business idea will not work here. They will tell you that. I must tell you that. You have to expect that. Yes, and not only these people, even some other people. Actually, I've gone to many places here in Finland, told them ideas. Most of them, they told me, no, your idea does not work. Of course, most of the time I ended up, putting it aside. And later on, I realized, no, we have different eyes. We have different ways of seeing things. So sometimes your idea could be only obvious to you, and you need to stand by it. You need to learn how to stand by your idea as far as you can see clearly how you can implement that idea. Most of the time, people will come to understand later after you have started to implement, like, okay, so now we know what you meant. We didn't understand you in the beginning. This is what you will hear. But you need to know, or you need to have the confidence to stand on your own idea. Also, understanding all knowledge of your industry. You need to have a clear picture. How does your industry work? If you want to start selling chicken legs, we hear there's a very good business, especially in the countries that I'm coming from, maybe Tanzania or Kenya. Very good business, selling chicken legs, which is not something common here in Finland. If you start selling chicken legs in Finland, I don't know how people will take it. Yeah, but you just need to know, how does this industry work? How does it work? Where would you get the customers? What do the customers want in that product? These are some of the questions that will help you understand your industry way better. You must also have a desire to make money. It has been written. These are not my words. You need to have a desire in making money. This is point number 4, right here. You need to have a desire to make money. But number 5, you need spontaneity and determination. Spontaneity, for those who don't understand, this is an ability to do things like immediately. You don't have to plan. Maybe you were just sleeping and then you get a call, somebody wants your service. You don't want to be the kind of person who goes out to say, oh man, I need to prepare. Maybe I need to think about it. I need some time. Please, can you give me some time? I will call you back later. Sometimes you need to reach the point and say, man, I just got an opportunity. I can do it right away, and you can start thinking about it. Of course, this is something which you have to train yourself, slowly, especially on your mindset. You need to train yourself, but it's something which is really good, because sometimes opportunities, they say, don't come twice. Somebody can just make a call. They need an immediate answer that you can do something. Yes, if you say, no, I will come back later, then they make another call and you have lost it. Yeah, so that's another quality you need if you want to become successful. But also courage to take risks, like the risk I'm taking now. Yeah, discussing these things on the camera here with a lot of people viewing it. Sometimes I could be wrong. I may miss some points here, and I may be criticized. Actually, I may even be sued at some point if I misrepresent some information. But these are the risks that you have to take if you want to, break through. Yes, you have to take this path. And it's the same for many, actually all of the other big entrepreneurs. Look at Elon Musk. Before Elon Musk became the Musk we know today, do you know how much he has lost? Yes, I remember that year when those rockets fell and exploded, when he was beginning to to do this SpaceX project. Yeah, he had lost 3 rockets, if I remember correctly, and he went through a very hard time. I remember he was doing the interviews and he was crying in the interviews. He was crying. You can see the tears coming out, even to the moment where the interviewer was saying, please, do you need a moment? Please, you can have 1 minute. Elon Musk would just turn to the right and cry, and then he comes back, please, let's continue. Yeah, so people are going through hard times. You have to be bold enough to go through, take some risks. Otherwise, man, you'll be stuck if you depend on the security. But also you need to ability to cope with uncertainty. Again, this is another form of risk. Is most of the time, actually, no one knows what tomorrow brings. Though we say we know God holds tomorrow, but we don't know what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow may bring anything. You just need to have confidence and faith, but be prepared to cope with uncertainty. Even if you don't know how you're gonna do it, as long as you can feel in your stomach that, man, I've got to do this, go for it. But the last one, they emphasize on having the clear goals. You need to have very, very clear goals. But this is the tip I can give you about the goals. It's hard to make the goals if you have not tested anything. Yes, I would say the biggest thing is to get started on something. Yeah, this is how I learned on my personal experience, because initially I started hearing about goals and I started making goals before I went into the field. But as a result, you end up making, I would say, superficial goals. You just make the goals based on your wish, but not on what really you can do. Yes, but if you start right away, you will start to know what are the things you have to pay you have to pay attention to. So just start a business, and you will know what are the things you have to take into account. And when you start to know, then jot them down, write them down, and they will be your goals. Studying, you want to speak something if possible. Well, depending on this TikTok live app, I'm not able to invite anyone. I cannot see any option to invite anyone, and actually I was prepared to use this session alone as a video, but I will be reading your comments. If you can comment on the comment sections, I will read your comment. Yeah, so I'm just finishing last 2 pages, and then I will go through the comments. Yes, also another thing to say, running a business also requires entrepreneurial skills, and these are the 4 areas that they have mentioned. Number 1, you need to have a good knowledge in business management. This is something very, very important. But also you need to have a good knowledge in sales. I have read several books in sales. Now I have a very good understanding about sales. You need to have a good knowledge in marketing and communications. Very important. But also you need to have a good knowledge in financial management. Even if sometimes it may happen, you don't have to be the accountant yourself, but you need to understand what is going on. You need to understand how to interpret those statements. Yes, and the good information I can give you here is that I've been in contact with actually several accountants from my home country, Tanzania, and we have been discussing, maybe soon we might start some sessions which will help you to understand those financial statements, the cash flow statements, the balance sheet, the profit and loss statements. Even if you are not an accountant or professional financial manager, you need to be able to see these statements and interpret and understand. You don't need to know how they're being prepared, everything, but you need to at least to understand. Yeah, so I'm thinking of preparing that program or session where we will try to help you to manage that as an ordinary person. It should be very much helpful for you. And one tip they also gave here on the top right in this area, they say, remember, you don't have to be able to do everything by yourself. You can buy the services from another entrepreneur, such as accounting firm or an advertising agency. Actually, one of the troubling area for most people who want to start a business here in Finland is that they are thinking about financial management. And when I say financial management, I mean handling this reporting, bookkeeping and accounting. How do you manage that on your own? You're going to have to hire somebody, pay. Yeah, so this is the troubling thing for most of the people. The good news is in Finland, there are many accounting firms which provide that service. And for example, I am using Uko Pro. I have a business, I've registered as a private trader company. Yes, and I'm using Uko Pro. Of course, many people, they are complaining that Uko Pro is very expensive, but I have never felt any regret since I started working with Uko Pro from year 2020. Was it 20 or 21? 2020, I started working with Uko Pro. Yes, many people are complaining they're expensive, but I would say they provide the highest quality service. I've heard it from other people who are using very cheap accountants. A lot of complaints are coming. Yeah, a lot of complaints are coming. Yeah, but with Uko Pro, I've been enjoying my time. Yes. So that's the thing I want to tell you, that there are many companies selling accounting service. You just need to subscribe to their services, and then all you do is to make sure you report to them about your expenses and your income. You tell them income, you tell them expenses, and then they do the bookkeeping and accounting and calculations and stuff. They produce the statements. Now, depending on how much mandatory you have given them to handle your things, for example, for me, I've given the mandate to Uko Pro to even report these taxes to the tax office. So they do the calculations, they prepare the statements, they send these statements to the tax office. Tax office gets everything they need, and I don't have anything to do. All I need to do is to make sure that I pay these guys their money, and I'm doing my best to do that. Yeah, I should go on the last page for today. Okay, this last page discusses very briefly about the business forms. Business form, I will not read everything. Let me just show you. Yeah, so this is the page, very briefly. Yeah, so they've discussed briefly about private tradership or partnership. They've discussed on partnership and team entrepreneurship. They've discussed about work integration, social enterprises, and social entrepreneurship. Again, I will not read you everything. I think I can only, of course, here on the very first statement, there's one fact which you need to understand, especially for job seekers. I've been stating this fact a couple of times, that over half of all Finnish companies are one-person enterprises. I will repeat again the statement. Over half of all Finnish companies are one-person enterprises, and this is one of the reasons why finding job in Finland is very much challenging. I hope you understand that. This is one of the reasons why finding job in Finland is challenging, because over 50% of business, they are private trader or light entrepreneurs, and they cannot hire anybody. So we have very few companies that can offer maybe 10 vacancies at once every year. Very few companies. So this is one of the reasons it makes it very difficult to get a job in Finland. That's why I would say most of the offices in Finland, they emphasize in starting a business. They are trying their best to attract people who can start or operate businesses in Finland, because it's only through this way that we can create more job opportunities for people who are really in need. Yes, so I hope you have understood that. So they say Finland has a strong culture of solopreneurship. You have to understand this. You have to understand this. Yeah, if you understand this, then you know. Then you know. They say starting a business alone has its advantages, but working with a partner can also be a good option. So this is like an advice. Sonia Kusu, oletko toisa saa? Joo, olen toisa. Olen toisannut. Olen toisannut. Okay, so I will consider What now? Now, Sonia is confusing me now. You speak Finnish and then switch back to English. This is something not easy. Okay, I can just conclude the session by going through very few paragraphs. For example, they've just discussed what is light entrepreneurship. I will just read this article. Lines restrict for some audiences. Okay, some people some people find my content I don't know, harmful or something like that. I have no idea. Your life contains themes that may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason is regulated goods content. Oh, this is crazy. Well, I will just conclude by reading this about light entrepreneurs, because we have a lot of people who are doing business as light entrepreneurs. Yes, who are doing business as light entrepreneurs, but they have no idea what light entrepreneurship is. So I will just read this article. I can also show you here so that we can read together, and then this will be done for today. Sultan Sheikh, the cause, of course, we will have to pay some small fee, though the purpose is not to take some fee. Yeah, the purpose is to help, but we will need some fee so that we can also support those who contribute. Yeah, let me just read this part quickly, and then after here we can conclude our session. I will go through the comments very quickly, and then we can conclude our session. So it says, light entrepreneurship is an entrepreneurial like way to sell your expertise on occasional or temporary basis, or to test your business idea without having your own business idea. A light entrepreneur acquires their own work and determines its price. So as a light entrepreneur, you have the privilege of determining your price. This is, for example, if you compare to an employee is being paid based on the arrangement. But as a light entrepreneur, you can determine your own price. Light entrepreneurship is not suitable in situations where the work is performed as in an employment relationship, for example, under management or supervision. And here's the link if you want more information. Invoicing is outsourced to an invoicing service. So for you to get paid as a large entrepreneur, you need to use the invoicing company. And as they say, invoicing is being outsourced to an invoicing company. After the invoice is paid, the invoicing service will pay the salary to the entrepreneur's account and deduct service fee, withholding tax, and other necessary payments from the payable amount. When choosing an invoice service, you should find out whether the service is available abroad and whether it accepts payment terminal or cash payments. Okay, your intended business activities determine which invoicing service best suits your need. If you use an invoicing service, you should always agree on the use of service with your customer. Compare different invoicing services and find out their service fee. Find out what their service fee include. With some service providers, the fee includes incident and liability insurance, which is important for a light entrepreneur. Your personal insurance is not likely to cover any damage that occurs during the work. Okay. Yes, I think that is all I wanted to cover for today. I will try to get some, on our next session, again, Monday, same time as today, between 10 and 11 to around, 12:01. Actually, plan is to start from 10 to 12. That is the plan for now. Though I've got some comment from some people that this is the time most of people go to work. Yeah, unfortunately for me, this is the time which works for me. Yeah, that's why I'm hosting this session. I might consider to shift it to night time, but that will depend if that is convenient for me. At the moment, night time is not convenient for me. That is the time that I'm doing my other things. Yeah, so in our next session, next Monday, we're gonna be covering the unemployment security. if you manage to get this document and go through it, then we will be on the same page when discussing this, and I believe you'll be having right questions to ask. Yeah, so we'll cover employment, unemployment security, and then we will cover how to secure your livelihood as an entrepreneur. And what else? And we will also cover the YEL pension insurance. So we will cover those 3 things. If you can manage to get the soft copy, please read these 3 things during this 1 week, and when we meet next week, then we will be on the same page, I believe, for sure. Yeah, so now let me go through the questions a little bit, and then we can wrap up our session. Okay, where should I start? Okay, Dame M, thank you so much for thanking me. Studying, you're saying well done, Ezekiel. I really appreciate. Now, should I say bro? Something, I don't know. I don't know. This name is new for me, but really, thank you so much for the appreciation. Thank you so much, Michael. Studying, you wanted to talk something. I hope I will see your comment. Okay, Sonia say voi a NTA metas in a pod. Voin puhua suomeksi, mutta vähän opin nyt jo. Voin puhua vähän suomeksi. Oletko toisessa? Yo, I already answered this one. Sultan Sheikh, what you do for a living? Sultan Sheikh, why are you interested in what I do for a living? Maybe you can tell me first. If maybe you want me to hire you or something. Is your course free? Okay, I already answered this. That course it's not there yet, but I'm arranging with my friends. Yes, so I'm arranging this course with my friends, and of course we don't want to do it for free. We're gonna have to ask some little fee, but it's still on arrangement, and I will announce on my pages when time is right. TT1, you said so sorry. Yeah, thank you so much for being compassionate with me. Yeah, but these are normal things in our daily lives, and actually these are the things which keep other people, from getting into business, because they are being afraid of, this kind of people. And always, even if you become the most holy person in the world, still you will get some people who will attack you, who will reject you. So for me, this is something which is normal. Yeah, and it doesn't affect me in any way. Mary Rose is asking, Onko tama totta vai vitsi? I have no idea what is vitsi. This is new word for me. Where are the jobs in Finland? 322,000 jobless now. That is true. We have a lot of people who are being jobless. Yes, and I believe you must have heard that Finland is now in the either recession or depression. Yeah, because of the economic situation. It's very hard. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Yeah, and it's very tough. It's very tough. It's very tough, and no one can say clearly what is the problem. Maybe it could be just the decision from the government, because one of the things that was happening is that the government has decided to, first of all, minimize the debt that it has. It believes that the previous government, took the country towards deeper debts by, reckless spending. So they are trying now to cut the funding. And as much as you cut the funding in most of the places, they're gonna have to be shut down. People gonna have to lose their jobs, and this is what is happening. Yes. So, but who can tell? Maybe it's going to get better soon. Mary Rose says lots of jobs in the United Kingdom now. Economy is growing. Well, congratulations and all the best for people living there. And this is okay. So this is the last comment. I would say thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Thank you so much for the loves. I've received 3,000 likes. Yes, I really appreciate everybody for the loves. I really appreciate everyone for the gifts. If anyone has ever sent anything, I have no idea how to look here. Yes, I really appreciate for your time. Let's meet again on actually on Wednesday. I will be having another live session. I don't remember the time, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Yes, I always have this session with my other colleagues where we discuss about other interesting topics. So for example, on Wednesday we'll be discussing about the Finnish culture, how we as immigrants in Finland find the Finnish culture, and should we adapt or should we imitate, which one is the best way to live with the Finnish culture, for us to make sure that we also live comfortably, we live constructively, in a way that we can get along with everyone else. So that will be a session on Wednesday, but this session will continue again next Monday, same time. When I say same time, from 10, it should be from 10 to 12. Today I had another meeting, that's why I started late, and that's why I finished late, but it should be from 10 to 12. That is the plan I have for the moment. Thank you so much, TT1. I really appreciate, and you are one of my loyal followers. I can say I have noticed you, and one day when we have blessed, what did I want to say? May we meet one day under better circumstances. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. And now I'm gonna go off. And how do I go off? I'm new on TikTok, guys. I'm so much new here. But this is for the Gen Z, as it is being said. Bye bye, everyone. Yes, I have no idea where I go off. Okay, now I found it.